So huge shout out to one of my channel members, Stormy, for pointing this out to me, and also if you're not a channel member, you should check it out. It's $3 a month. It's pretty cool. Nintendo has brought back the Virtual Boy. Well, kind of. Like, I know I've been talking about all the things that Nintendo is really bad about, but this 135-year-old playing card company that originally started as a way to get around illegal gambling in Japan is really good at one thing, which is milking everyone for nostalgia while also charging you the privilege for it. Like, this thing is a headset for the Switch and Switch 2. So, I mean, to their credit, they are including the Switch 1 and Switch 2 in the support for this device. They're also making this cardboard one that reminds me of the Labo thing they did a little while back. And so, yeah, you just slot your Switch 2 or your Switch 1 into it. It looks kind of goofy. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a huge sucker for nostalgia. I have an entire Halo CE sleeve to prove that, and I also really enjoyed the Nintendo Online service with all of its retro games when I still wanted to give Nintendo money. But who was asking for the Virtual Boy? I mean, the Virtual Boy only had like 14 games available for it, and considering how long it's taken Nintendo to release things like SNES games, NES games, Game Boy, GameCube, all of that on the Nintendo Online service, I'm sure it's going to take them like a year to release all 14 of those games. But also, you might have seen that the cardboard Virtual Boy is $25, and this more legit looking one is $99. Or is it? What's that there? So remember when I said they're really good at milking people for nostalgia and charging them the privilege for it? Well, they milk you for nostalgia because they're basically releasing a headset to emulate a console that only had 14 games for it, and they're charging you the privilege for it because you're not paying $99 for the headset and you're not paying $25 for the cardboard one. You are paying $120 for it, or you are paying $45 for it because you have to pay for the $20 Nintendo Online service to even have the privilege to purchase this. And actually that $20 isn't a one-time charge, it's a yearly recurring payment because if you want to be able to access the games that are going to be able to be used with that headset, the only games that are going to be able to be used with that headset, you're going to have to keep the Nintendo Online service to access those games. To be fair, this isn't the first time they've done this. This is the GameCube controller made for the Switch 2 to be used with the GameCube games available on the Switch 2 that also requires the Nintendo Online service. And before that, there was the N64 controller for the Switch 1, also requires the online service, as well as the SNES and NES controllers all requiring the online service. This is why after a certain point I just gave up on buying new Nintendo products and giving Nintendo money actively and decided to switch over to things like emulation, and I've also been eyeing these 8-bit Duke kits that let you actually convert original hardware for the GameCube, NES, SNES over to wireless. Like, it's so cool, they just ship you a little motherboard and you can convert your original Nintendo controllers into wireless controllers for emulation of games that you already own. For me personally, I'm just sick of subscriptions, and tying a game subscription into a piece of hardware, I don't like it. What do you think?